Hi, my name's Fiona and today I'm going to show you how to make some bunting. You can use whatever colours you like, whatever wool you like. I've been using like a mixture of different wools, but like with quite a small needle, 3.5mm, and that just means that they're quite tight. And then you just join them. You do each triangle separately and then you join it with the cord along the top. Make it as long as you like, as colourful as you like. It's good fun. So I'll show you how to make that today. Okay, we start the bunting, like the triangles, by tying a slip knot. So you reach under the bottom thread and pull up the top, and then when you take that off your fingers, you've got a slip knot on your hook. Okay, I'm mostly using double knit weight and 3.5mm hook to make sure that it's nice and tight. It's a really tight knit. So we chain 2, and then we go back into that first one, the second one from the hook, because the loop on the hook doesn't count. So we go into this, the first chain we did, and we put 2 double crochets in that. So you put your hook through the space, you yarn over from behind, you pull up a loop, you yarn over, and you take off both loops, and then you chain 1. So we'll chain 1 to take the height up after each row. Okay, so now we've got 2 stitches and we're going to put 2 double crochets into each stitch. So that's 1 double crochet and a second in the same stitch, and then in the next stitch we have 1 double crochet and 2. Okay, so that'll give us 4 all together. So we chain 1 and we turn it, and we just do a double crochet into each of those 4 that we've just made. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can mark the ends of your rows if you like. I haven't felt the need to in this because, I don't know, for me it's been easy enough. I'm counting the rows each time. So you get down to the row and you chain 1 and you turn again, and we start again with 2 double crochets in the first one, and then a single crochet in the next, so that'll be the middle 2, and then 2 double crochets in the last one. And this is the same, it doesn't matter how many number of rows we do, we use this same pattern. So 2 in the last one. Okay, chain 1. So now there were 6 in that row below because we added in the extra 2, one at each end. So we go back across, just put in a double crochet in each one. Okay, so that's our 6, and then we chain 1 and we're going to do another increase. So again we put 2 in the first stitch in the row, we put 1 in each of the stitches across the middle. And then when we get to the last stitch, we're going to put 2 in the last stitch. And then this will give us 8. So we chain 1 and we go back across the row and we put 1 in each of the 8. And then after that we'll chain 1 and we'll put an extra stitch at each end. So 2 in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in each of the middle stitches, 2 double crochets in the end stitch, and that'll give us 10. So we'll chain 1 and we'll do the 10 stitches back across and then up again to the next one. So you're just adding 1 each time and it just builds up the triangle. And after you do a row where you've added an extra stitch, then you do just a row where you just go back across and do 1 stitch in each space. So I had done the extras, which gave me 8, and then I went back and just did a row of 8 singles. So now I would chain 1, put 2 in the first stitch, 1 all the way across, 2 in the end. That would give me 10. I'd chain 1 and I'd go back and do 10, just 1 in each stitch all the way across. And then, so you see the pattern builds up. So you do that until you have 22 stitches. So you would add your ones in at the end, and then once that had given you 22, you go back along the 22, turn it and do 22 back along, and then you just tie off. So of course I pick a messy one. That's where I just had to tie on another ball of yarn, so I'll tidy that up. You can weave in the ends, but you're going to end up with triangles like this. Now, depending if you use different yarns, they might be slightly different sizes. They're more or less the same, but mine were a different weight. This was maybe double knit and maybe this was aran weight. So yeah, I said I was using all the same. I'm not. I just want the different colours. So do as many of those as you like, and then I'll show you how to join them along the top. Okay, I'm going to join mine with white, so they're all going to run on white thread. So again, we tie a slip knot, and we chain 30. Okay, so I've chained 30, and now I'm just going to bring in my first triangle. Now really, I should have woven in my ends, but I haven't done that yet. I'll tidy up when I'm finished. So we're going to just, so you make sure you're working along the top edge, so this is your 22, as opposed to turning it on its side. So you'll know if you haven't tidied it yet, you'll know you have the tail at the very bottom where you began the triangle. So opposite to that will be your top side with the 22 double crochets. So now we are just going to do 22 double crochets, but using this white, and we're going to attach it across with double crochets just all the way along. So I didn't need to tie it in or anything. You just start with the chain still on your hook. You can just put your needle through, or your hook, sorry, through, and start double crocheting along the top edge. Okay, and when you reach the end, we just chain 20 again, or well, not again, we chain 20, and then there'll be 20 stitches between each triangle. Now, I mean, if you don't want to have 20, you can, you know, add length to these divided chains, or add length here at the end where it's going to be tied on, just as you wish. And then you just bring in your next colour or your next triangle, and you just do the same, you join it in the same way. So let's see, I'm not counting, but that'll do. So I'm going to add in my pink so that the middle tail goes to the bottom, and then you just put your hook through, still attached on from your chain. You put your hook through, you yarn over from behind, pull up a loop, yarn over, and that's your first double crochet securing it, and you just continue to double crochet all along the top edge, and then when you get to the next one, chain again 20 or however many you decide, and add it on. And then when you've added all your triangles, then you just chain another 30 at the end, so that this is, you know, this is the piece of yarn where it's going to be secured to the wall so the bunting can hang. And that will be you done. I shall just continue working and adding more bunting to this.